Well, it's a good time when I have two comrades with me here. So how's the Josh?
Hi, sir.
So what was it like for both of you? Let's go back in the past. Were you good with history, the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's very subjective whether you're good with history or not. Very interested in history.
Yeah, I liked history. I really liked history.
So were you aware of the Indian National Army?
No, bilkul bhi nahi. Not back in school, not at all.
No.
So when
just
they...
like one line.
Yeah, just that Subhash Chandra Bose ne INA shuru ki.
You know, but sadly, this is what we were all taught. Unless you majored in it, you were. It just came as one little paragraph in your textbook.
Correct.
So when they came to you that both of you were doing this, so what was it like? What was the initial reaction?
The initial reaction was, so when I was reading the script after the whole audition process and happened and Kabir sir selected us, I was reading the script and I was like, ये real, ये सच्ची में हुआ है. You know, and it's quite unbelievable as to how they went ahead and they were not even in their motherland, in the periphery, outside, and they're fighting this war to free India, and it's just quite unbelievable if you actually for a moment stop and try to put yourself in their shoes and think, will you be able to do it? It's just that, you know, it's so unbelievable and unreal and larger than life. So then I went back and I saw the documentary that Kabir sir had made in '99 about with the same name. So that gave us a lot of insight and knowledge about it. Then a little bit, you know, we started reading and all,
Yeah.
For you, women were an integral part.
I know. I had no idea that this is the first and the last female combat regiment for India. I mean, that came to me as a shock because I was like, you're talking about 1943 where this idea was formed that women will, you know, stand shoulder to shoulder, go on this battlefield, and we don't have it today. In 2020, you know, so I think I was really like, I was taken aback and I said, wow, like we don't know this really important part of our history, you know. And also I think, you know, when I read about it, like he said, we did this research and this and that, we saw the documentary, we found out that they weren't even given the title freedom fighters.
Yeah, they were labeled as traitors.
This one line that you're a freedom fighter was not even given to them. And I said, we really need to like tell people this story.
Yeah, till 96 actually. Till 96 is when they actually started recognizing them as freedom fighters.
True, because during that time they were also regarded as traitors and rebels.
Yeah.
So, and they played an integral part in that story. But sometimes have you also wondered what happened to Netaji Bose, because there are so many conspiracy theories?
Yeah. Like I don't know. I always liked to believe that he was alive. It's so cool. It's like something in the mountains, you know.
So, but I saw, you know, whatever footage that I have seen is one firstly saw that, I mean, it's very real and also devoid of makeup and all those prosthetics that people use now. So what was most grueling and challenging about this whole narrative for the two of you as actors?
See, there were two parts. One was the purely physical part of getting into, of transforming into a soldier. And so that required a lot of physical training, that required a lot of handling the guns and, you know, so we trained with the army officers for a week to just kind of touch upon the whole thing. But the other major part was the psychological part of understanding their dilemma, understanding what they went through. You know, because it lasted from 42 to 45, so there were 3 long years and they relentlessly fought for just one thing, and that's a long period to not give up. 3 years not even seeing India, nothing, and just being out there relentlessly trying to fight for just one goal is a long period. And just to kind of understand their psyche and what went through and what kept them going, that I think was the most difficult part, even more than the physical part.
What about you?
So, and apart from what he said, the fact that, you know, to understand what went through their minds at that time, I think when you said what was the challenge as an actor, I would say that, you know, we would have these drone shots on like these real locations or on like these very like this massive set that was created, you know, and when there's a drone shot, there are no technicians, there are no wires, there are no cameras, and it's this real location and you're doing these gruesome scenes, you know, and for like 5 or 6 seconds you would almost feel like this was real, and you know, I think everyone would get like a chill down their spine. This happened with every one of us at some points, you know, and we would just think, I don't know how they did it. you know.
And also something interesting that Kabir told us all was that you all had to trek up,
Yeah, he told you all about it.
trek down,
Yes.
and the same drill was followed every single day.
Yeah, for about 10 odd days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then trek somewhere else for another 10 odd days. Yeah, like
Because this was a location where we were recreating a very important war sequence of Imphal, where INA captures Imphal from the British soldiers. So it required a particular terrain. It required a particular, particular scenery.
yeah,
to
like
be
a
filmed in.
valley, because you had to
Yes.
see the border of India.
Yes, so it was
them,
up
yeah.
there. So so वो CG नहीं था, वो पूरा हमने वो अब पहाड़ के ऊपर ही हमने शूट किया था.
Yeah.
So 2.5 घंटे हम ट्रैवल करके जाते थे एकदम पता नहीं कहीं और. फिर उसके बाद नीचे बेस पर हमारी गाड़ी खड़ी होती थी, हम बेस पर टेंट्स के अंदर तैयार होते थे, एंड देन वी यूज्ड टू ट्रैक फॉर अराउंड 45 मिनट्स टू 1 hour अप देयर विद ऑल आवर फटीग्स एंड एवरीथिंग एंड ऑल. तो चलते चलते तो वैसे ही वी यूज्ड टू फील लाइक वी आर सोल्जर्स नाउ.
बूट कैंप हो ही गया.
बूट कैंप हो ही जाता था
every
रोज,
morning.
एंड एवरीबडी यूज्ड टू बी देयर, लाइक यू नो ऑल द टेक्नीशियंस, ऑल सब कुछ कैमरा कंधे पे जा रहा है ऊपर. कबीर सर यूज्ड टू बी देयर, एंड यू नो सो
It was like a real army.
It was like
This
a real
unit
army,
was
yeah.
real army that we would walk
yes,
with.
yes.
Also for an actor, I mean, see, this is an original Amazon Prime show. These are movies. You've done films, you're doing your film. For an actor, is this medium far more satisfying than those 2 hours that you get?
You know, I would understand why this question arises, because it's a long format thing, and you know, anybody would feel that there's a lot to do in it, but no, that's not the case. Because whether it's a short film, whether it's one episode, or if your character has an arc, you're playing that arc. You know, you're playing it start to end, so it doesn't matter whether it's stretched out for a season, it's stretched out for 3 hours or 2 hours. It's just when you're playing it, you're just playing it to the fullest for that arc, just that journey. So either or, it's just playing a character is satisfying, you know.
What about you?
No, I agree. I feel like when you start preparing for a character, you don't think, okay, I'm going to prepare like this for 3 days if it's a shoot, or I'm going to prepare like this for a year,
exactly.
or like you don't think of those things. You just feel like, okay, this is the story, and I'm going to prepare. So it doesn't matter actually how long or short it is.
15 minute के लिए हो, लेकिन if it requires, then you can prepare. Your preparation for it will go for a month.
Yeah.
Even if you're there for 15 minutes, so that the length doesn't matter. You know, it's just it's just how much hard work you've put in, and the journey that you take is satisfying.
And recently, have you seen the spurt of movies on nationalism and patriotism? As youngsters, what do you think? What do you make of it? As youngsters and as actors, what do you make of this?
See,
this
there are
neo-patriotism.
Yes. I think whereas I personally feel it's important, but at the same time I personally feel it's also important to, when you watch these films, or when you take in this content on any of the platforms, you should form your own opinion about it. It shouldn't be like, oh, just because मुझे ये पसंद आ गया है, now this is what I believe in. If you ask me personally, as Sunny, I've done a war drama. I don't believe in war. Sunny doesn't believe in war. You know, so at the same time, I can't give you another solution to it. So, you know, it's that's the whole thing. You need to form your own opinion. You need to form your own idea of patriotism, of freedom, of where you are and where you belong. So it doesn't matter what you watch and what you like. You know, at the end of the day, it's entertainment for you. So, I mean, that's what I feel. Yeah.
I personally feel like, you know, whatever stories that have also been coming out are mostly real life instances, or like people, like whatever the ones that I can at least think of, you know. So I just feel like, in a way, it's a nice thing, because earlier we would have like our grandparents telling us stories about the same people, and today we're just, you know, like making a full, like, you know, entertainment whatever, like you can call it like an entertainment thing for people to watch it. So I feel like it's a good thing that people know these people who are like doing such great stuff.
But you know, also the responsibility lies on the makers as well, because there are two ways you can go about when it's such a subject. You can either make a film to inspire people, or to just use it to agitate them in a certain direction. So it depends on, you know, it's a responsibility as well.
And from the Forgotten Army, you've got Bunty, Babli too. Please tell a bit about it, because before we even got a sneak peek of this announcement came.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
excited. Tell us a bit about
Very
it.
excited. We've actually started shooting. We're done with one schedule of the film, and it's exciting, and it's going to be a laugh riot, and it's going to be very relevant to today's day and age. And it's 10 years from the previous Bunty Babli, so it's just a 10 years lapse. So we're excited. It's a different kind of a sequel.
And also, you know, the comparisons will happen. They're big shoes to fill in because, you know.
No, but there aren't any shoes to fill in. She's already a part, like Rani ma'am is the part of this film, and she's playing her character. I'm playing a completely different character. And I have been a big fan of Rani ma'am. So, like, I'm a massive fan of, like, who hasn't? Who hasn't? So definitely, there's no trying to fill in her shoes, just need her blessings. That's all I need from her.
Wow. And you've got Shiddat coming.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that. We saw your co-star just post a picture today.
Yeah, I think Radhika posted a picture, yes. No, it's an exciting film. It's a love story about this boy who's out to get the one love of his life. Hence the title Shiddat, that he just gives his all to that girl. So it's that, yeah, it's just that. It's a love story, out and out, unabashedly, it's a love story.
तो जिंदगी में आप में एक ऐसी कौन सी शिद्दत है, किसके लिए है या क्या चीज़?
जिंदगी में मेरी ये बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है यार. I don't know. It's बहुत सारी चीज़ों के लिए है शिद्दत. वो तो काम के लिए है, फैमिली के लिए है. Family, I believe in family a lot. You know. So yeah, that is one thing that I would give up anything to keep that intact.
And since you're doing Bunty Babli, are you anything like that? Would you also like con people?
If you already don't.
If you haven't already.
Don't all actresses kind of somewhere like con people? No, I don't think I'm a con artist per se, but it's exciting. I mean, it's an exciting role, so let's see.
And your co-star Siddhant Chaturvedi has already been making a lot of waves, you know.
Yes.
So what was it like working with him?
He's amazing, yeah. He's such a talented actor, first of all. Like, he's very good at his work. And he's such a nice human being and, like, a very good friend now. So, he's just too good.
Sunny or Siddhant?
Sunny or Siddhant? Sunny. I've worked, like, 6 months and, like, it's been a really long journey, you know.
And first co-actor.
First co-actor.
That's always special.
Yeah.
That's always special. Anyways, guys, all the very
Thank you
best
so
for the
much.
Forgotten Army.
Thank you.
Choose your one takeaway from this.
My one takeaway from the whole series would be gratitude. Just thanking those people who did this for us, and I'm not just talking about the people in the series, like, you know, not just the INA, everyone, whoever has contributed for us to have a free nation. Just kind of, because when we were shooting, it just took me back to that, you know. We never taken a moment and say कि यार मैं यहाँ पर हूँ लेकिन किसी की वजह से हूँ. So it's just that.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that all of these people had a dream and they did anything and everything to make that happen, and I feel that spirit would be a takeaway.
Thank you so much. All the very
Thank
best
you
to both of you and your future films. Also.
Thank you.
Thank you.